Welcome, everyone, to day number 9 of the 31 Days of Horror. So, now, I have a confession to make. We cannot do a 31 Days of Horror with just one adaptation of Stephen King. No, that would be a crime. Stephen King is known as the King of Horror. So, we can't just do one, we have to at least do a couple during this 31 days. So I figured today we are going to do another Stephen King adaptation. And what adaptation is that? We are talking about Misery. Misery was an interesting adaptation. Now, I will fully admit I have not read the book. I want to read the book. So let's just say there's some Stephen King books. I wanted to originally read all of Stephen King's books in chronological order, starting with Carrie and then going up to what is now If It Bleeds, I believe, is the short story collection he did. The Institute is the last novel he wrote, and I've always I wanted to do them all in chronological order, but I kind of just said the heck with it and just started reading them in any order. As, let's be fair here, this shelf up here, as you see, that's almost, except for the Richard Matheson I Am Legend book on the very end there, this is all Stephen King. About half of this shelf is Stephen King. This shelf down here that's hidden behind a whole thing of books, Stephen King. And Stephen King also down there, with the exception of a Joe Hill book and and two others that are not Stephen King. But point is, there's a lot of Stephen King, and the man's wrote 60 novels. That's not even counting the short stories. 61 novels now, and he's going to be releasing a new novel here soon. So, yeah, it's almost impossible to read all of his in order in such a short time. So, if you can, then kudos to you. But anyway, off track. Misery. Like I said before, I didn't read the book, so I can't tell you what the differences is. But I have to say that Kathy Bates, phenomenal job in this movie. She plays. Let's just go into the story, shall we? So it's basically about this author who wrecks his car during a snowstorm, and she rescues him, nurses him back to health, and she's his biggest fan. And she's like, "Hey, can I read your book? The new book you haven't published yet." And he allows her. She reads it, and she gets mad because she doesn't like how it ends. So she tells him that so she makes him burn the book and write a whole new book. So, yeah, and she's there's, for those of you that probably know the infamous scene, I can put at the beginning of my video, spoilers. It's probably going to be spoilers here. Everyone pretty much knows the infamous scene where she breaks the dude's legs. She puts she basically puts a log in between each of his legs, and she basically takes the sledgehammer, whacks the one, and his foot goes, and it's just like straight up, like, and then she goes over the other side of the bed, hits the other foot, and the foot's like, it's gross as crap, but both of them, James Cain plays, what's his name? I just watched the movie, just literally like not even an hour ago. She plays, oh my god, why am I blanking on the names here? Kathy Bates plays, Annie Wilkes. Oh my God, I was blanking there. And he plays Paul Sheldon, and I have to say, both of these actors did a phenomenal job. Stephen King can write like a simple story and make it so atmospheric, so creepy, so I don't think anybody can do what Stephen King can do. Nobody knows what goes on in that head of his. Quite frankly, I don't think even he knows what's going on in that head of his. Like he always says when he writes his books. I don't I don't make the stuff up. I just report the news. Basically meaning that when he writes something, he goes from page one and he just follows the story. So wherever that story is going, he just basically goes with it. And that's what that's what makes Stephen King so awesome. So yeah, I was supposed to be talking about the movie. So like I said, Kathy Bates did a great job. It's really good. Really enjoyed this one. I definitely plan on reading the book at some point because I really want to see what the differences is. Maybe someday down the line I will do a comparison like I promised to do with it. Still reading it, but that's another video for another time. So anyways, guys, if you've watched this movie, let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Is it close in resemblance to the book? Did it go away from the book? Mostly adaptations do go away from the book, but sometimes the movie stays loyal. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will catch you tomorrow in day 10.